So some people were telling me that Kuro and Mata said something, and I want to know. So let me just make myself like this. I haven't seen it yet. Okay. All right, we did it.
Seen Kuro's struggle and no success, bro. I've been
Wait, what do you-
uploading since 2008.
Oh.
Guys,
You've not seen like
2008.
baby Kuro videos? You've shown it to them.
I've seen baby Kuro videos. Oh wait. Yes, I've seen baby Kuro videos.
Yeah,
I remember.
I've
Which is this the
been
right thing?
on like YouTube trying to grow since I was 8 years old, and I had many active channels over the years that have closed.
You know,
Why is there just shadow in the
we talk
background?
about. I want to say that Michi's a natural, but it kind of takes away from all the hard work that she does behind the scenes.
Yeah,
But she makes it look like she's a natural.
yeah.
I feel like Michi.
Kuro did not believe that. Kuro did not believe a single word she's saying. Kuro just went, yeah. Why are they talking suddenly about me? What did I do?
When you first see her, you're like, wow, she's so good at it. But then, like, I was telling her I'm doing a subathon, and she gave me like a million prompts, and she researched a million things while she was doing her own stuff. I didn't even ask her. She's just like, oh, by the way, Matara, here's all of this stuff you can do. Here's how this can help. Here's how. I was like, girl, what the hell?
Okay, untrue, but no, that's not true. So, context. Okay, Mata's gonna do a subathon, and I mean, I'm excited. Everyone's excited. It's like her anniversary subathon, so of course, you'd be excited. And you know, I wanted to do a subathon too, so I just gave her my resources. Okay, it wasn't.
She's
that
probably
big.
the
It
hardest
wasn't
worker
huge.
I know. What do
That
you
isn't.
think?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean,
Bitch.
she didn't even
Nah.
stream. Like, she wasn't even a streamer. She didn't want to be a content creator. She was doing fashion design, you know? She even
True. Wait, okay. I'll say this. Coming from Mata, that is a very big compliment. Okay, Mata is insanely a hard worker though. So like coming from Mata, you know what? That actually means a lot. Thank you, Mata. She is such... You will see, chat. Like when she does her subathon, it's so insane. She is so fucking good. So getting it from Mata, I really appreciate it. But that's the thing. Sometimes when Mata says I'm a hard worker, I don't feel like it because I'm not doing anything. It just so happens to be I have what you need, and I'm not gonna keep it from you. So I'll give you what you need. It just so happens to be. You know what I mean?
was in like
Wow,
university for
colorblind.
it. Yeah.
True.
My girl.
She even did like a lot of projects with that.
Oh my god, I know. I've seen some of the stuff.
Yeah, but then she just decided to try it out, and like I mean, now she's Michi Mochivi, and she's doing really well. So, you know, it is what it is.
I feel like if this girl puts her mind to anything, she makes it happen. Like she makes it happen through like hard work and dedication. Really.
Yeah.
Like she proves to me that everything is hard work in life. Everything. Meeting her made me realize like I could work a little more.
Mhm.
I can work a little more. I can try a little more. I can do a little harder. You know?
Oh,
Why are you being so sweet? Am
it
I
was
dying?
like really hard to make her understand like her worth. I feel like even now she's kind of doubtful
Yeah.
about it. But like for the
Let me
longest
drink,
time,
bitch.
like when I got into vshojo, like
Lamau.
I didn't tell her
Not
to
true.
like try get in vshojo or anything. I was telling her that she should just fucking do something, like do something away from what she was currently doing.
Oh,
Because-
that is so true. Wait, I'm gonna pause it here. Do you want to know a little bit of tea about that, chat? So here's the thing. That is true. Every time I'm working, he's like, oh, you should try something else. And I'm like, what do you mean? Hold on, let me make my model bigger real quick. I'm like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, you should do something. You should, aim higher. You can reach it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? True.
Because
Oh.
I was saying like you have so much potential. and
I
you
think
don't
Mata
realize
wasn't
how much
like that,
potential
though.
you have. It makes me annoyed. So just do something. You know.
I don't know if I can
This
talk
is where
about
you and I
that.
are a
but-
little different. Me, the moment I was like, I'm getting out, I didn't, again, it was way before vshojo, everything. I was like, I'm getting out. I was like, I'll tell you what it's like on the other side when I'm out. And then I got out.
True.
vshojo happened. And then I was like, girl, I am telling you, give me like a little bit of time to get myself situated. And then you're leaving. Promise me you're going to leave. And I kept being like, I was actually being
That
kind
is
of a pushy.
true.
Again, I try not to be a pushy friend because I know that everybody has their boundaries. But with Michi, I know that if I am pushy, she knows that it's from a place of love and
Right.
not from a bad place. Like Michi knows if I'm like, and I was very Michi. We can talk about that one day with her. I think in like September, I was like, you need to leave. October, I was like, you need to leave, by the way.
Yeah.
November, I was like, by the way, you need to leave. Because also, like, I didn't want to reveal other people's stuff, but I knew that, like, some other people were planning as well. And I was just like,
hold on,
Michi,
So
Michi, everyone around you says you're great. Believe them, they're smarter than you. Seriously, we love you and you're a great talent.
is that supposed to make me feel smart? Or like everyone else around you tells you you're good and trust them. They're smarter than you. You know what? It is so true. I am the best get love nerd. So you wanna know? I think I can say this, right? So with Mata, during that time, oh my god, no way, spilling tea. But I remember during that time, Mata wouldn't do it every month. Mata would do it
Thanks,
like every 2
Shairomatsu
weeks.
_ for the 1 resub.
She would do it like every couple of weeks. She's like, it's so good. You need to leave. And I was like, what are you? I don't know. And okay, I will say there are a lot of reasons why a lot of things were difficult. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm not that smart when it comes to like innuendos. But let's say hypothetically to save our ass, right? The good old hypothetical. So hypothetically, I was thinking actually of leaving since like early, like really before, I think even like before I told anyone. I was already planning it, but there was a lot of stuff happening at that time. There was a lot of like, I guess like promises that were made, I guess, because it's not as easy, right? Like it's not as easy. It's not just like, oh, bye, they kind of like try and talk to leave what? Hypothetically a dream world in a dream. Yeah. So it's one of those. The thing is, during that time, there was a lot of stuff that were like promised that I was considering. I'm not gonna lie, and the promises weren't like, oh, we promised that like this is gonna change, that's gonna change. It's not that, but it's kind of like things are happening, and we don't want to bother it. If that makes sense, like, are you really gonna leave if someone's gonna celebrate something, or if we're planning on this big thing? If you left at that time, it might like ruin it. So I was trying to be considerate. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I will say I was really excited for the stuff they promised, but I mean, by the end of the day, the promise didn't really go through. And I was like, well, okay, there's like the couplest time you said that, and it didn't happen. So safe to say, I don't quite trust you and your promises no more. But there were times where I just wanted to be considerate. I don't want to ruin someone else's like big day or something that's planning. Like, good things are gonna get announced and I'm ruining it. So it was a whole thing. It was a whole process. But over time, I was a bit more hesitant about like, I guess, like leaving, if that makes sense.
Chia
So-
300 here is the secret. There is always a new event.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's always like, I guess, an event, but the best way I can say is like they say it like it's a massive event, but then they don't act like it's that big of a deal. If I were to be like, chat, I'm gonna get like a concert soon, bro, best believe all I talk about is the concert, right? Like, it's called advertising, and that brings the hype. But this wasn't kind of like that. I don't know. The best way I can explain it was, at first it started from like promises and considerations, and then I just felt bad. Like, I felt kind of, and it's not anyone's fault but mine. I will make it very clear, it is not their fault. This is my fault. I feel bad very easily, so I just went like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't, right? Like, maybe I shouldn't, and like, I don't know what's gonna happen if I did leave, I wasn't like big. You know what I mean? Like, that's why when people are like, oh, vshojo hires big people, I don't know, I wasn't big at all. Like, I was like a teeny tiny speck of dust in the world that was just kind of there as like the butt of the joke sometimes. And I know this sounds like imposter syndrome maybe, or like bad stuff, but I did not get 1k CCV, dude. It was like, hypothetically, it was less. It was 500, I'm pretty sure. It's not small, but compared to like bigger people, maybe people I was working with, it wasn't good enough. Right, like that is being realistic. And the thing is, I think I can talk about this, I guess, since it's a whatever. At that time, one of the reasons why I did end up getting where I was because like Clippers, right? Clippers, hypothetically, Clippers did God's work. Like if there were clips of me and there were like a lot of people watching, people start knowing who I was. So it was generally videos and clips. I guess like when it comes to official clips, you know, like for like right now we have like for example daily Michi, right? Like we have clippers that are dedicated to clipping a specific VTuber. We have like the daily dose of Henya where they only clip Henya. Stuff like that. But there's like the main vshojo channel, you know, hypothetically at that time in the main channel every single time.
Don't say that. This is same as abusive relationship. People don't leave because they gaslighted into feeling they will make it worse by leaving. Don't victim blame. Don't blame yourself.
It's the best I can say it is like I think I understand why I understand why I feel this way. I think it's completely fair, but like I guess for viewers, for chat that doesn't know, it might be like, okay, you just have like thick imposter syndrome. That's not true. It's not like I have imposter syndrome for the sake of it, you know? So like in the main channel, the only times I would ever get like clipped or highlighted was when I was the butt of the joke. Like I did something to kind of boost other people up, you know, which is very, very common in the content creating world. Very common. Like if I'm in a collab chat and I'm not streaming, I will focus on making the person streaming better. Like they will have good moments, you know? So I kind of fade in as like a secondary character to them. That is a very common thing. That's why sometimes in like big collabs, I don't stream so I can just fully focus on making them shine. But when I'm streaming and other people aren't streaming, they do the same for me. That's kind of where the consensus lies. It's like an unspoken vibe. You know, if you're not streaming and someone else is and you're in a collab that they sorted, you don't want to hog the spotlight, quote unquote, right? You kind of want to be a team player. So I do that quite often. Like those are the only times that it gets clipped. So every time, like let's say it's a funny moment, like I did something good, it doesn't get like clipped. The only time that does get clipped is when like I am the butt of the joke. So I've always thought of myself as a secondhand character, which is not like, it's not good, but it's not bad either. It is where I got a lot of my viewers from. So I'm not gonna complain about it. But that's where I had a lot of doubts, all right? When Mata and Kuro were like, you should try new things. You should branch out, aim bigger. I'm gonna be real. There was a time I sat there and I was like, it's so easy for you to say. Like, it's so easy for you to say. Because you're big and people know you and people love you. I'm not like that. I'm not you. So I did appreciate though. They were so nice. They were like, Michi, we will always be there for you. We will always support you no matter what. But realistically speaking, it's a scary step. You know, it's a very scary step because I was so unexperienced. Like I didn't know anything about, I don't know, like merchandising, advertising, promotional stuff. All I knew was how to stream. That's all I knew. So it's like, what if I took that big step and I can't keep up with you? You know? And I just screwed myself over. Like, yes, what I'm in is not the best, but something is better than nothing. And what if I leave and now I get nothing? That was a big fear. It was a massive, massive big fear. But 100% though, I'll say this about Mata. Mata is not the type to be so persistent unless she really believes in it. And I am a very doubtful person. So that's why Mata is very consistent, okay? Like, when Mata is consistent to me, I actually appreciate because I know that this means something. So she wasn't being like pushy or annoying. It's not. It's just like Mata said, I know that it comes from a good place and I am very fucking stubborn. I am so stubborn. When I have my mind set on the worst, it's hard for me to kind of like look at the positives, you know? That so she's really nice. I love her very much. That is true.
You need to leave. I promise you, I will not let you fail. Like,
Yeah.
I promise you, I will collab with you. I promise you, we will do stuff every day.
that.
I promise you, like, you're gonna love Twitch.
Don't
but
let
I was
hypothetical in a dream
on
past issues
her-
diminish your sense of self-worth. You were the
Don't let
world
it-
to some of us. It's hypothetically their hypothetical fault if they couldn't see that and invest in you. We love you and are glad you're here. Hey chatter BTW.
Hey, chat. Oh.
There is always something big on the horizon in that dream, and honestly after the third disappointment I knew I had to personally leave for my mental health. And it's no one specific fault in that dream. They all tried when everything seemed to be falling apart at the seams. I needed to leave because even now I still feel really horrible when I hear things fail in that circus and it sucks. I genuinely just hope most of the clowns in a succeed, but I can't be there. And how did being at the right place at the right time only applies for those who are prepared to take the chance when they come along. It's all
Crazy.
prepared is not
We're
as
going
easy
crazy.
as having a heart. Oh,
Okay,
and maybe some
hold on.
right medication helps too, Hazachi.
True, medication helps. Okay, wait, sorry. There's always something big on the horizon. Oh, and it's not one specific fault in the dream. They're all tried, and when everything seems to be falling apart at the seams, I need to leave. That's the thing. I just hope. I genuinely just hope most of the clowns in us succeed, but they can succeed, but I can't be there. That's a thank you, Zane Koji and Valar Bravosi and High Tech Hashtag. Sorry for the overlapping the voices. So the thing is, my
Alright,
biggest concern,
know
I
this.
guess, is
We will always care about you. We will be angry at that fucking hypothetical.
no,
I know a lot
don't
are angry
be.
right now, but we will be the bigger person in this situation since it may involve your
No.
hypothetical dream from your goldfish's past.
Don't be angry, chat. Because look, we're like so much happier now. You're wasting negative energy. You're giving off bad vibes for yourself. Don't be angry, okay? I am a very big, maybe this copium, I don't know, but everything happened for a reason. Titties,
This
what
doesn't have
titties?
anything to do with anything, but damn girl, you look good in black.
Yes.
Slay queen slay.
Thank you, Bedicid.
Thanks Binite for the one
Huzzah.
resub.
Now that's the thing. One of my biggest fear was I know that even though I wasn't big, like I wasn't like 4K, 5K, 10K live viewership, you know what I mean? Those are still people. And I didn't know if the people that were there for me or there for like the place I was tied to. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know whether you enjoyed hypothetically the person or hypothetically the company. So when I left, I was like, I don't know if they're gonna follow if I did.
And don't
At
worry
Slay
about
emote?
it.
Oh,
We
give me
know
one
who
sec.
to be hypothetically angry at very well.
No,
We're not
don't
angry
be.
at the people who were hypothetically trying their best with no support.
That's the yeah. It's wild that you had all these insecurities, and how did that work out in the end? Did you end up not being able to succeed? I wonder. It's almost like you had imposter syndrome and it had you all along. Okay, that's the thing. I think maybe just a little bit I have imposter syndrome. I don't know, but I wasn't like this. You know what I mean? Like I was so cocky. I'm genuinely a cocky person. But I like to be realistic about my expectations and my viewpoint on how to approach it, because if let's say I think of myself as like, oh, I'm a big shot, right? I'll approach it differently compared to if I see myself as like, okay, I'm still growing. Where can I improve? In a sense. But I remember at that time a lot was going on, all right? When this was when this was happening and Mata was giving me like the pep talk, everyone was giving me the pep talk.
Michi, you ever
A
heard
lot
of
was going on
Stockholm
behind the scenes.
syndrome? That's what you had when you were in that dream. And now that you escaped from it, you can realize your full potential. Maybe what you have isn't imposter syndrome, maybe it's actually trauma. But now you have good people around you that will lift you up and support you. You are not Matu and you are not Kuro. You are Michi Mochivi, and you are unique, you are loved and you are accepted by us. Do not limit and chain yourself to the past. Why would anyone grow attached to a company? We watch for the personality and the people. Companies are forgettable, people are memorable.
But that's the thing. Okay, you can say that. There are some people like you, but there are some people that get attached to the company. That is, you can't pretend like that doesn't exist. There are people that are so loyal to the company. And that's not a bad thing. You know, you do you enjoy what you do. But there are people like that. And again, I'm never gonna shit talk anything, right? I'm not saying it's bad, nor is it good. I do have experiences, both good and bad. I've talked about the good, I've talked about the bad. So I don't hate anything because now I'm in a better place. Like, it's easier for me to say this because now I'm in a better place and I'm just like, fuck it. I generally don't think about it. But yes, and maybe at that time, angry is not the right word. I think I felt very lied to is the right word. Where there were some times where things were promised and it just doesn't work out. Or let's say I said I want to do something and then they said yes. And then I worked really hard for it and then they said no last minute. And I'm just like, yeah, that has happened where it's kind of like, you know, you could have said no from the start. You would have saved my energy at that point. But yeah, being at the right place at the right time only applies for those who are prepared to take the chance when they came along. And being prepared is not as easy as you think. Exactly! And maybe some right... No, that's the thing. Like, I don't know whether I was at the right place. I don't know. Here's the thing with Mata and Kuro. And I'll say this about Mata and Kuro. Because they were being so nice to me, but... Now, one of the things... I'll start with Mata. One of the things... I told Mata this too. I'm so proud of her. Is... She has improved so much. Like, and not improve as in she gotten better as a person. Like, she has fully embraced the person she is. And she's so comfortable being herself. Like, I've told Mata this from day one. The fact that she is so extroverted is such a talent. You know, like, Mata has this skill of making people feel so, like, seen. You know what I mean? Like, you can be the most, like, invalid person in the world.
Hypothetical dream,
but you're valid
I really
to Mata.
wanted to support you, but I simply couldn't, because that would mean also supporting the company. That is just something I won't do.
Yeah, there are
Thanks,
a lot of stuff when it comes to that.
Resub.
I told Mata this. One of her massive talents is that she knows how to make people feel so comfortable and loved and seen. And I didn't think she understood how much that is. You know, like, she's so genuine and so authentic. And she just does it so naturally. Like, she doesn't mean to do it. She just does it. And there were times where, you know, like, we went through a good amount. I'll say that, like, different stuff, but we went through some shit, right? Different shades of shit, but still shit. Mata, there were times with her where she was, like, really down in the dumps because, you know, I guess there are some people that may not like how easy to hang out Mata is. Like, she's so simple and kind that people just naturally gravitate towards her, you know? And sometimes people don't like that, so they throw shit at it. And over time, I saw Mata kind of, like, become less and less out there and less... She's so scared of being herself, if that makes sense. Like, not so scared, but she doesn't want to be too herself. She wants to be something else. And now, every time I see Mata involve, like, the momos, I'm always so happy. Like, you can see how much of an extrovert Mata is, you know? She every chance she gets, she always drags in the momos. All she talks about is the momos. Her merch is about the momos. Everything is momos. And you can tell that she's so in love with the community. And the community loves her back. And every time I see it, bro, I'm gonna cry, but every time I see it, it makes me so fucking happy. Because it's like, this is what you deserve. Like, you see what I mean? Like, the reason why the momos love Mata so much. There's a lot. She's fucking talented. She's entertaining as fuck. She's funny. She's great. But she has, like, a skill to be so naturally kind. So, yes, people love her. And people aren't ashamed of saying that she loves her. It makes me so fucking happy. So, Mata has grown a lot. And I'm so proud of her, too. Same with Kuro. Like...
There is a blurred line between being humble and focus on reality perspective or having the imposter syndrome.
No.
You know your worth through your work, and I do not think anyone here trying to act as your echo chamber. We just love your personality, content and your stream, plus also, we respect you as a hardworking person. Thanks
I
Stackjax
don't
for the
see
one
myself
resub.
as hardworking, though. Just because I stream for a long period of time. I'll get into this in a sec. But with Kuro had the exact opposite issue. Where he...
I often doubt whether I have imposter syndrome or not.
I didn't know.
Supposed you could say my imposter syndrome has imposter syndrome.
Dude, literally, there was a clip of me talking about how I didn't have imposter syndrome, and someone was like, this is the most imposter syndrome I've ever heard someone talk about it. Like, I can't believe she has imposter syndrome about having imposter syndrome. And I'm like, bro, what are you on about? It's like, you're sad because you're not... Like, you're sad talking about the fact that you're not sad. But with Kuro, right, I'll say this, and I don't mean in a bad way, you know, but... Sometimes a streamer can only do so much. You know, 80% of what makes a streamer is the chat. And that is the truth. You guys place such a big impact onto a streamer's, like, flow, career, life. It really depends on the chat.
To be fair, they were right.
So the thing is, right, if, let's say, your chat doesn't really vibe with you and it doesn't really fit who you are, that is tough as fuck. You know, that is really, really tough. Like, right now, I'm not the type to do, like, girlfriend experience, boyfriend. Like, Those kind of stuff. I don't do lovey-dovey stuff, and that's good because chat doesn't like it, so it works. But if, let's say, I don't do it and chat wants it, there's a clash there, you know? So there are times like clashing with your community sucks ass a lot. And, you know, in a situation, hypothetically, in a dream, it's very hard to defend yourself sometimes. It's really hard to kind of like stand up for yourself. And I don't mean this in a bad way. It's just PR. You know, whether you like it or not, that's just business. Because if, let's say, you put your foot down, right, and you speak up and you just say something, and then it caused controversy, you're not going to be the only one dragged into that controversy. Everyone in the group gets dragged in one way or another. Someone is going to bring it up on someone else's chat. Someone's going to try and ask for reassurance or validation, or it becomes a whole drama. So before you do anything, you have to consider whether it's going to affect the people around you, which is very, very nice. But it could be kind of a hassle when the things you want to talk about are very detrimental and you just can't talk about it, right? Because I guess that's just the best PR choice. I'm not here to judge anyone's PR. TDs, what TDs? That's the sucky part, I guess, about working for, like, not as an indie. You know, as an indie, if you get dragged into a problem, you deal with it. If you succeed, that's all on you. If you fail, that's all on you. But when you're part of a group, success and loss, you share that shit. So you have to really be careful of like the failures, because you don't want to drag anyone in your fuck up mess, right? It's a whole thing. So I'm just glad that now Kuro is very comfortable with his chat. Like, he really likes his chat. He's starting to like branch out, talk to people. He's not like this loner guy sitting in the corner, you know.
The scammer got scammed for
I'm really proud of him.
As a witness of that fantasy in a dream of an hypothetical pet you may or may not have had, I can assure you that you were amazing, and you being there helped many people to better their lives, myself included, and you are still doing it, Michi Moki Heart.
What the fuck, for Riz? Thank you, Ruskiri, for the 10 gifted. No, but I'm so proud of them. Like, it's not even just me. I think it's like, it's the fact that now we can be ourselves, you know? The good and the bad. Like, we can be authentically more ourselves. Speak up when we want to. Defend things if we want to. Stand our ground if we want to. Don't if we don't. Like, no one is really limiting us anymore. And I guess, like, this is one thing. And I'll be positive about it. I know I'll sound cocky, but I guess if this is what made things better, then
$4.20.
maybe we are pretty
Mata was so
good.
persistent
No.
because she recognized that you were both in a similar situation. You were both in a place that didn't match your creative output. You both had amazing ideas die in the early stages. She wanted to save you and your creative passion.
Oh, bro. You know one thing? This is one thing that me and Mata shared. We got a good chunk of shit thrown at us, okay? So, like, I remember at that time, the only person I could turn to for, like, not advice, because we were both at a loss. Like, we didn't know what to do. We couldn't defend ourselves. We can't clear our own image. Like, here, if let's say you got into some shit, right? You can't defend yourself. The only way you can is to be like, to build a narrative for the next 6 to 8 months. I shit you not, you have to consistently build on a new image, because you can't just say like, hey, that's not true. You can't do that. So instead of saying, hey, that's not true, you have to go in a roundabout way, build a whole persona, a whole thing, be consistent. It was tough, especially when nothing you do kind of changes it. It's like, listen, I'm all for like getting shit if I deserve it, right? Like, if one day I fuck up and shit gets thrown at me, fair play.
You deserve all the praise. You
Oh,
are
you guys,
amazing.
there's a heart.
Your streams
That's
mean
so
so
cute.
much to me and help me go through hard days. I've even been told I looked more happy lately, after 2+ years of depression. Plenty of people feel the same way too. Love you,
Oh
chat,
my
Michi
God.
Moki Heart.
But you're making me cry. Don't make me cry. You're making me cry. What the fuck? I don't know why. I remember at that time, Mata was like the only person I could turn to like for advice, because it's always like people just don't like us. People don't like us, and I know why. I'm not gonna say like for no reason. No, it was, well, we were very, very close to a group of people, and the group of people had very like strong feely fans. Not all, but a very loud minority were very strong feely. So we kind of got shit thrown at us for absolutely no... for a reason. Just a shitty reason. You know, if I fucked up, fair game. but I didn't do shit. I gave your Oshi content. Okay, if you were to... This is one thing that, like, made me... I still think it's funny if anyone says I was a clout chaser. I will always agree. Very good. However, fact-checking you, I'm gonna... actually, if you look at clips, the top clips of these people were in a collab that I sorted. I planned out. So... it's fair game. You know, you give me clout, I give you content. Win-win. But people didn't see it that way. People just get upset that I was part of it. It's one of those. And I know that there are people that were really supportive of me, and I was so scared of letting them down. I don't know. I was scared of a lot of things. Okay, I was just scared. I think... it's like jumping into the dark. Like, maybe for them, it's easier. Because they were somebody. They were big and they were somebody. But I was struggling. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was struggling to be somebody. And I was struggling to maintain that shit. Like, I was barely someone. But I struggled so hard to keep it up. You know? Like, I didn't know what would happen if I stopped trying. So I never did. Like, I never really took a break. Not because I couldn't. Like, yeah, people were telling me to take a break. Like, hypothetically, at that time, like, managers maybe were like, oh, you should take a break. But I can't. Because, like, what I noticed is every time I took a break, some shit happens. Like, things happen, things fall apart. And because I couldn't, like, defend myself, it's kind of hard. The easiest way is just to keep going. So, it was really scary because I was like, bro, I don't know where I was going to be if I left. I mean, now I know, but at, like, you know, old... me didn't, so I was fucking scary. But I am very glad that I took the leap. I do have these two to thank for this though, so they're very kind.
And I even I was like, me and him are not gonna let you die.
As
but I
someone
think-
who has
my
been
God,
a fan
that's
of
what
you
I
in a
was
maybe
saying!
hypothetical dream somewhere over the rainbow, I am so happy that you reached your full potential right now and doing what you're comfortable with and doing what you love and as the people
Oh my
you
God.
really are. You
Oh.
are Michi, and everyone deserves to have friends like Matara and Kuro who see you who you really are and what you can be. That hypothetical dream is nasty and brought you down. But your friends and real fans saw your true potential.
Bro! Don't make me cry. Fuck you, fudge top.
I was being so okay. I'm so dramatic when I talk with Michi. I was like, Kuro and I won't let you die, but I think you're gonna die if you stay there. I think
That
it's
is
gonna kill
true.
you.
She did
Your
say that.
creativity.
Oh my God.
You're gonna be a shell of a woman.
I mean, yeah. The thing is, it's like I was just thinking
True.
the whole time, like,
Classic motto.
you're not gonna grow there. That's what it's just honest. Like, you're not.
You're never gonna be
You're not
rewarded for
going
your
to.
efforts.
You're
You're one of the
bottleneck.
most-
She's like the
Yeah.
definition of bottlenecking.
Was.
Thank
She
you,
was.
Annette, for the
Actually,
10
though, like,
gifted.
for real.
What
It's like
the
if you
fuck?
just
Thank you so
leave,
much.
get a new audience, you will pop off. And then look what happened.
Yeah.
He's good now.
Oh my god. And I remember I was even like, look, Kuro and I, we're doing pretty good. If we're getting out and we're like seeing this stuff, I was like, it's not gonna improve for you. You're still,
Yeah.
I was like, look at the facts. It's been how many years? Like, this is an abusive relationship. And I was so dramatic. And again, just so we're clear, I would never do this with a casual friend or somebody like, I would never, for example,
I'm
like
not a
say this to
casual,
somebody like
chat.
Mel. Because I know that
Let's
Mel
go.
would actually take this so personal and like take it very like more negatively. But Michi, I know this bitch can handle it. But I was like, every week, I'd be like, so when are you getting out? And then
That
I
is
think
true.
she talked about it, so I can kind of like say it.
Mhm.
She was getting ghosted a little bit.
That is true.
Yeah. Okay. She talked about it. She was getting ghosted a little bit by management. And I was like, call them up. I was like, call them, tell them. I'm like, they're trying to delay it. They're trying to like
Oh my
make
God.
you
I remember during this time. That is true. I was a little bit ghosted, but I felt really bad to reach out because I didn't want to bother them. I was like, okay, you can get back to me anytime. And then I wait for a month and I'm like, hey, any updates? Oh, no, take your time. And I'm just like sitting and twiddling my toes. You know, I was like, oh, it's not sure yet. I just want to know. Oh, take your time. I felt so bad. Okay, I feel bad very easily. I don't want to bother people. I know they're busy. Thank you, Angel of Death, for the 10 gifted. It's Sneakoby for the bits.
miss like I was like, no, call them. No.
Yeah, Wata
You
was
wanna
like
leave,
that.
Let them know. Like, go to a lawyer. Draft up a letter. I was so on her ass.
That is true.
I was like, I squeezed that girl out of there.
Oh my god. No, every time Mata's like, any updates? I'm like, oh, I checked and they said they'll get back to me. And they're like, when was that? And I'm like, 3 weeks ago. And they're like, check back. And I'm like, oh, okay. I feel bad for bothering them. And they're like, no, girl, check back. Like, Mata's like, check them, call them, text them, bother them. And I'm like, I don't want to bother them. I feel so bad. And they're like, no.
Girl, they were the one bothering you.
Mata's like, no, girl, that's their job. They're supposed to respond to you. You got a message. You're not bothering them. And I was like, no, but what if I'm bothering them? Oh, I am so backboneless. It's embarrassing. Thank you, TPEJ, FK, Gavema, for the 5 gifted. I'm so good at reading names.
Well, that's good.
I was really on her ass about it because
Yeah.
I just,
Oh.
I know how, I know how this was not gonna bring her joy, and she knew it. But I
Yeah.
think she was also like very afraid to take the jump.
Yeah.
True.
Oh yeah, she was definitely afraid. You know, even oh god, the
Sweating.
amount of times I've like had to psych her
Now
out.
look at how you
This is
use
very
Maiko as a
cool.
living
Oh my God, I'm
notepad
scared.
app. You've come so far.
Yeah, now I use my managers as a fucking living notepad. Look at me. Oh, but it's because Maiko's so nice. Okay, like, I don't do that just for the fuck of it, okay? Maiko offers. Maiko's like, okay, noted. Here's, and I'm like, what is everything we have to do? And Michael's like, here you go. Like, Maiko does it without me asking. So, like, to be fair, I felt less guilty. Dude, watching their clips talking about me, I'm sweating balls because, like, these two are my closest friends. They know so many things about me. I'm like sweating. I'm like, oh, it's gonna happen. What are they gonna say? They know too many. They know too much. Uh-oh. Okay.
About it, because
Better be good.
you know, if you're a Michi viewer here, be very positive to her. You know, she likes seeing positive.
Fed for a lot.
I feel like it's really hard to get into her brain that people like her sometimes.
Fuck
So-
you.
Yeah.
Even though it seems so obvious because you guys are so nice.
My
So just be
wiener.
extra
Yeah.
nice.
Whack.
Be so nice to her.
Yeah.
No.
You know, there
Fuck
is
you.
something that's a little bit of a. If you look
Matter was
at her,
100% right. I work in an office. If you're not getting back to me within a few days of when I should have heard from you, I'm sending you a follow-up email.
I feel so
A
bad
few days
though.
later I'm sending you my previous email, and attaching the previous one to document things.
Oh, I feel too guilty too easily. Thank you, Flynn, for the 20 gifted. I hate them. They suck. Don't be nice to me. We will be fuck you, chat. I don't like you. I don't like chat. I don't like them. I hate them. I can't say I hate Mata.
$3. Okay, I'll be nice. Michi, you smell a little less bad than
What
usual.
the fuck? Oh my god, I can't believe it. Dude, is this why? Is this why you were being nice to me? Bro, I thought I was gonna die. Oh my god. Like 2 days ago, chat was like sending me really nice messages. I was like, what happened? Am I cancelled? What's happening? Am I dying? What's going on? Oh my god. Fucking. How long do I have
her
to see this?
letter that she posted when she was leaving.
Mm.
I think you can find a few types that I type because I have a very easy tell when I type. I put 2 dots instead of 3 dots when I type very
True.
quickly.
Right.
Because while that
It was
morning
co-written by
we were in
Mata.
call and she was crying and I was like, it's okay, girl. Like, let's open up a document together. You talk to me, I talk to you, and we're gonna like kind of like, do
If
this.
you
She'd
don't want
be
a
like, I
nice
want to say this.
compliment,
I'm like, okay,
we
okay,
could
I got
say
you.
we like your
Yeah.
Michi
So if you
mochi
read
balls
that
or
letter,
something.
there's a few spaces that I was with her and she was crying. But if you find that and you're able to see, there's a few spots where she definitely has like 2 dots in a few
Mhm.
places.
Oh my god.
I was not crying.
Fuck. I'm really happy that we're all. One thing though,
I was
and
not
again,
crying.
this is very normal. Right
That's not true. That's a lie.
before Michi debuted, I talked to her a lot.
I was
right? 'Cause
stone-faced.
She wasn't working
Cool.
yet.
Yeah.
But then she debuted and I got my podcast and we still talk just the way I talk to you, right? Where I'm like,
True.
hey, how you doing? Let's catch up soon.
Right.
But we're not able to talk as much
Yeah.
because we're also not in the same time zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're working
Oh.
a lot. And it's like, ugh, it sucks.
I will say, oh my god. Thank you, Justin Reinhardt, for the 10 gifted. Chat, I have tea. I'll fuck it. They leaked me, I'll leak them. I was talking to Mata yesterday, and oh my god, bitch. All I can say is, oh my god. This girl, you'll see it soon, but she worked her ass off. Like, oh my god. She worked so hard, and it was so good. Like, I will sound like an ass, but I'll be honest with you. When Mata's like, hey, can I like run this by you, see how you feel about it? I was like, sure. I expected something, just not what she said. Like, my expectations were high, but she went above and beyond. Like, I was so shocked. I did not expect that at all. You know what I mean? Like, I know she was working really fucking hard. She's been like on it. And she's been really, really working hard. But I had an expectation and I was like, okay, it's set quite high, but not too high. And then she reached it. Like, even if I expected the highest level, she went above. I was so shocked. Holy fucking shit. And you know what Mata made me realize? I even tweeted about it because I felt so motivated. I was not doing as optimal as I could. Like, I wasn't being as optimal. One of the things that I want to work on, right, is something for chat. So it's like, yes, I know I've been streaming for 12
I
hours,
want to
but
reveal that
it's
because
not
of that
optimized.
hypothetical letter written by Matara and your imaginary goldfish, I worked to improve myself, and I also wrote a letter to myself with my goals and wishes. I hope to read that 1 year hypothetical letter from the two of you and myself too. Thank you, Matara and Michi's hypothetical dog. Mishimoki Shoshmata will have her time to be cheered for tomorrow. Today we are focusing on you. We will always be nice to you. And we reserve the privilege to roast you as well.
What the
Get
fuck?
loved, nerd.
That's the
Huzzah.
thing with Mata. She's so sweet. Like, she's such a hard worker. I think you're gonna be insane. You're gonna be so insanely like, all I can say, chat, tomorrow, grab a snack. Okay, just grab a snack, sit back, and enjoy. It's gonna be so good. It was insane. Even I was like, this is insane. One of the things I really want to work on, I'm asking Michael for details for merch. I really want to work on that. I know it's a joke. We laugh about it where it's like, haha, we have another merch drop before our first merch was sent. But it does bother me a lot. You know, I really don't like the fact that chat bought merch and you have to wait for like 6 fucking months. I don't like that. So
A snack, huh?
we'll work on that.
Grabs you.
I realized from talking with Mata yesterday, like, she is so proactive. She is so like, zam, tusk. Like, Mata is so proactive and so, I don't know, just on her shit. And I realized I haven't been doing that. You know, a lot of things has changed about me ever since I joined vshojo. One of them is kind of like, I let myself experiment more. You know, I give myself like a space to breathe and experiment and fuck around, find out, discover new things. And I don't like limit myself before even trying. So that's like one thing that's changed. But one thing that haven't really changed was the fact that like still feel bad intruding into things.
Jakers _ 919
that I shouldn't feel bad about.
Scammed for $20. Listening to your streams keep me sane at work. Seeing you in a better place brings me so much happiness.
Oh.
P.S. Kuro did not pay me for this.
I can't believe my friends paid my friends. They paid you, didn't they, chat? Dang. Tusk. It's like, I realized that I wasn't as proactive when it comes to the merch things. Like, yes, the merch time bothered me, but if I have to be honest, did I go on, like, was I up in their ass about it? No. I just asked every now and then, but I wasn't, like, pushing or, like, making any big strides to improving it. I was just asking for updates. So, talking to Mata, I realized, I was like, dude, I could do so much more. Like, chat deserves so much more. I could do so much more. I'm gonna do it. I already DM'd Michael. I'm gonna talk with them more. So hopefully this merch thing is gonna be resolved. And for the future, merch is gonna be faster. Like, so much faster. I'm talking about in the same couple of weeks. It's sent not even a month. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna learn to put my foot down, you know, and be nosy and involve myself and not be like, oh yeah, don't take your time. No more of that. Business is business. I'm gonna put my foot down. Something like that. One thing I even told one day delivery, I'm gonna sort it out. That's why this week I have 2 meetings. I'm gonna have some meetings with different people. I'm not gonna tell you. I don't know if I can, but I'm gonna have different meetings with different people. I'll see what I can do. see if there's a better way to do it, etc., etc. Chat deserves better. And you know what? Mata made me realize that. Like, I know Mata says I'm a hard worker, but she is so much more hardworking. And it's so inspirational to see, I'm gonna be honest. She made me kind of like snap out of a lot of mentalities. One of them being this recently. I'm gonna assume that's the end of the clip. But yeah, one of them is this. Like, she made me realize that I could be so much more proactive and be more involved in a lot more processes. I didn't know it was possible because, like, you know, I was never really involved in a lot of things. I was just kind of used to like, oh, TDs, what TDs? You play the cards you're dealt and that's it. But Mata made me realize it's like, if you're not satisfied with what the cards you have, you demand more. You can ask for more. You can be proactive. Put your foot in there, you know, just wiggle in there. I'll do that. I'm gonna do that. Yeah. Mata inspires me a lot. Kuro inspires everyone in vshojo. Even people outside of vshojo, they inspire me a lot. I know, like, people say like, oh, Michi, you work so hard. Yes, but I'm not saying not hard enough, but it could be better. You know, there are so many things that I want be better. One of them is, if it's possible, I'm trying to look for ways. I don't mind if I have to, like, when it comes to merch, for me, it's not profit. I don't care if I'm not profiting from merch. I like merch because I want people to get what they want. And it's nice to have, like, an item that you can, like, remind yourself that you support someone, you know?